They only shot 25% from 3-point. I guess before the contest, that probably would have seemed like it would have been an acceptable range. What do you think as far as defending the three?
I feel like we defended the three good. I mean, for the most part, I think it was just one of those like grinded out games. You know, we didn't make shots, and I don't think they were just like totally just making a lot of shots. It was just one of them grinded out games, and there was a lot of stuff that went into it. But down the stretch, we could have fought harder, and I give them credit for being able to fight through it and pull out that win.
Really, neither team shot all that well, especially for stretches. And was there any particular thing that you would point to in that one way or another?
Not really. I just think, you know, when it came down to the end, we could have fought through. Maybe we were a little fatigued from this weekend, but that's something we got to be able to fight through and pull out a win, and we just couldn't do that. So.
You guys, with like 15 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, I mean, you guys were up like 9 or 11 points. I mean, was there anything in that span that really kind of slopped the momentum that much on it, or?
I think they just start playing with more energy than we had, and you know, I think that was the biggest part. I don't think they did anything too special that we didn't know was coming. They just really just started playing with a lot more energy and just a lot more heart.
Anything else for G?
I know a couple times you drove baseline and you came in there. It seemed like they had really good help defense. They got some blocks and they got some things in there. What was going on with that? Was that just playing good help defense, or were they doing anything in particular?
You know, I just think obviously the scouting report on me is that I'm a driver, but I think they were just aware of where I was, and they had good help defense, and for the most part, I tried to make the right play and kick it out. So I think today we just didn't do a good job of making shots, and down the stretch we just weren't tough enough to be able to pull that win out through play through fatigue.
Anything else? Thank you, G.
All right.
I'm sorry.
There, I mean, late in the game, you know, last few seconds when you guys were scrambling to get in. I mean, you guys were getting nice shots at the rim. It was one of those nights that was just kind of frustrating.
I think
getting to end.
probably normally that's something we have finished those shots like at the end when we get good shots like that at the rim. Just like I said, it's just something we just had to fight through coming off a long weekend of the games that was back to back, and I think IPFW came in here and did a pretty good job actually of being able to fight through and push through and win that game. But we could have did a better job as well, though.
First of all, congratulations to IPFW. I thought they came in and won a game on the road in a fashion that's what you want to do. You just hang in there, and then close out the game. And I thought they made the plays down the stretch. They made shots. You know, they were able to get to the rim a couple of times and finish. And quite frankly, they hung in there and found a way to win a game that really was an ugly game in many ways. Both teams struggled shooting the basketball, but a game yet and still that was right there for the taking, and they were mentally tough and figured out a way to go get it. Obviously, we didn't shoot the ball very well. Eric really struggled tonight, but you know, even when you don't shoot the ball well, you've got to do some things to help yourself. I can't tell you how many baskets that we missed, that we get the ball right around the rim and we don't finish. So I certainly think, you know, that affected us. And of course, you know, I think our confidence was a little bit shook when we couldn't make shots. I thought Tala was a factor there at one point. I don't know how many blocks he had. He had a lot. He had 6 block shots. And so he was able to really affect the game. But, you know, you look at the first half, I think at the 10-minute mark we were in the bonus. I don't know if we did a good enough job of really exploiting that and attacking that so we could get to the foul line and score buckets that way. We only shoot 5 free throws in the second half, so we don't do a good job there. And so, I just think in many ways we let ourselves down. 14 turnovers and 7 assists. It's just not the kind of performance that you need to win. We finally did out-rebound the team, and so from that perspective, that was something that was good and positive. But yet and still, they found a way, and pretty impressive in how they did that.
Coach Jim, I refer to it as kind of a grinded out
Mhm.
type of game. Was that kind of what you expected coming in with them, kind of given the history between you guys?
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily what either team expected. When you talk about a team that's shooting, I think they're shooting 27 threes a game. I think it certainly became that kind of game, and really early, teams were struggling. I think 15 points for a long time. Both teams were right around that mark. Did we look like we were fatigued? Yeah, but we tried to make sure that we stayed fresh in the first half. We're playing multiple bodies, but you can be physically fatigued, but you can't be mentally fatigued. And I thought that's where we gave in from a mental perspective, that we showed our how tired we were from a mental capacity, and just not being able to finish plays around the rim. Losing balls off of our feet, and you name it, all of those kinds of plays that, giving up, a couple of layups in zone when guy gets it on the post, just goes right around and score. Allowing Landis to drive to the bucket and make a layup in your man-to-man defense 2 times late down the stretch. So a lot of things that we just broke down mentally, and they really cost us.
Got quite a few pictures here that would be nice pictures, except the ball didn't quite go in. It looked like they weren't able to finish on a lot of shots, even close in. I don't know if it, like you say, was partially a carryover from not hitting it to the outside or what, but left a lot of baskets that would have come in handy that just weren't going in close.
I'm sitting here flashing through now in my mind the amount of buckets that we had at point blank. And not that they were challenged. They're literally guys that are able to get up and just have to put the ball in. And when I say point blank, I mean point blank. And we miss them, and it went through, and I think it summed it up there down the stretch. Eric missed that layup. Eric dribbled off his foot. We had a couple. Logan in the transition misses it, although we get the rebound, but a couple in the first half. And not to put it on anyone, but that about summed up, the game for us. And that's the kind of game that you have to take advantage, because points are at a premium. It's just going to be a grind out, a slugfest. It's really like 2 guys standing in the center of the ring and just hitting each other, and it's the last one standing, and they were, and what happens is when you're on the road and you hang in there and the game gets late, a lot of times the team that's on the road starts developing the energy, because they're on the road, they're right where they want to be. I thought we had our energy just seeped, and we just couldn't get it going. And typically depending on what happens, whether you're at home, whether you're or whatever, sometimes you're at home, you can get the energy on a breakaway, a dunk or something. You get the energy from the fans or whatever it may be. But we never found or were never quite able, it seemed, at least it seemed to me, to get that energy.
Seems like both teams were struggling there for a while, and it kind of went back and forth. I guess at some point, one team or another was going to say, well, why not us, and just take off with it, seize the moment.
Right.
Eventually.
Well, exactly. I thought one of the keys for them was we come out in the second half, and I want to say we end up getting up maybe 7 or 8. I can't remember the exact score, and they just sort of hung in there. And then when they were able to cut the lead back and then tie it, they were back, and now they had the energy. And I think there was a point we went to a timeout or whatever, but you could see it, down on their end. And we almost had that look walking off, the court like, We had that look. We didn't have that look like, yeah, we're right where we need to be, and let's go get it.
Is Yuri okay?
Excuse me?
Your
Yeti?
yeah,
Yes. Yes, he's fine. Yep. Well, I think he is. I haven't heard that he's not, so yeah, I take it he is. So, okay, thanks, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving, too.